how do you spell that? So I say, no, it's Italian, mollebazzi. Okay, so starting at the very beginning, I have been sewing since I was 7 with my grandmother. She was a seamstress. And then when it was time to choose what I wanted to study for tertiary, I've always been creatively inclined, so the options were fashion, interior, going to do fashion. So I went off and I studied a BA degree in fashion design. I started off at the Durban University of Technology, where I'm from. I'm from Durban. And then I got a good opportunity to go to a private fashion school called Lysof, which is now known as Stadio, and I finished off there. After that, I attempted to go into the fashion industry, and I found myself working in wardrobe on a film set. And that is where I met my husband, Wandile Molebatsi. And I've skipped a lot out because I really want to get to the range. But essentially that's where the journey of Nolutando began. So when I met Wandi, he's an actor and he was the lead actor on this film. It's called A Million Colors. So my social circle, I would say, expanded. And I started having ladies approach me to make their traditional garments, wedding dresses, general garments, and this was for all ethnicities. However, I found myself gravitating very much so to the Xhosa attire. And I think it's got something to do with the monochrome aspects of the clothing, the black and the cream or the black and the white. And as traditional clothing go, there's a lot to draw from in terms of creativity. So, with me being a white English-speaking South African, we tend to have a lot of European bloodlines. I've got French, Norwegian, Scottish, and French. No, what I say, French, Norwegian, Scottish, and British. And I've always had an affinity for all things French. So if you can picture vintage French, so it would be the cream lace with big black bows. So I had always, way back when, started thinking about how I could combine these two style aesthetics or these design aesthetics. The cream and black of the Xhosa attire and the cream and black of the French attire. So it was always something that was at the back of my mind. I skipped many years. We had just gone into COVID, or was just before, I don't know, COVID's a blur. But I got the invite to showcase during Paris Fashion Week. And I immediately knew that I would want to do this French Xhosa range. And, in many ways, I'm very grateful for COVID because it just gave me time to think about this range, and not only the designs themselves, but the meaning behind the range. So eventually, the funding came through, and I knew I was going to be able to go. But there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle that make up this range. One being me bringing in my French roots, and loving Xhosa attire, but Wandi is half Xhosa, half Tswana. His dad is Tswana, his mother is Xhosa. And his matriarchal side has been very influential in his life. And when I got married to the Molebatsi family, my given name was Nolutando, meaning? Right, okay. And there's a few reasons why I got that name, but I won't go into all of that. But so getting back to the design aesthetic, I think you can see the merge between the two designs from the designs themselves, but also that I created this print. Now, this print is a very French print. It's called a toile de Jouy, and I've been told I'm pronouncing it correctly by the French ladies. A toile de Jouy comes from way back in the day where they used to draw images to document and depict occasions or events that happened. And they drew those images onto cloth. And it's developed into what we know it to be today, and it's often used in upholstery, and it's often blue and white. So I decided to create my own toile de Jouy. So it's a very French composition and prints, but with very uniquely South African images. And I hope you can all see those images, because generally someone responds to one of the images in some form or other, you know. Yeah, so that's the design aesthetic, but, you know, getting into fashion, it always bothered me that fashion was very closely related to status and vanity, and I didn't want my clothing to depict or be a tool for either of those. So it's always been something that's at the back of my mind. I've always wanted my clothing to have a deeper purpose and a deeper meaning, even though there's still the business of it all. So yeah, the Noluthando range, as much as it does represent me and my family and my relationship with my husband, who is black, and my kids who are mixed, the deeper message in the Noluthando range is that, you know, if we were just to open our hearts and give each other a chance, you know, the picture could be really pretty. And really, I really liked your question and the intention behind your question to Prof about, you know, maybe the question is about a little bit more unity. And Prof's answer was transformation. And that transformation needs to be a completely different picture from what was. And, okay, bearing in mind, I don't operate on intellect. I generally use EQ a little bit more. But what seems to be consistent no matter what is that there is this racial friction and tension no matter what. It was and it still is. And if we were to try and make the decision to care for someone other, no matter who they are or what color they are, we might actually land up genuinely caring. And if we genuinely care, then what's the name of Prof's book? Then you would genuinely, from the bottom of your heart, want to lift as you rise, even if that person is black or white or beige or purple or yellow or green. And that was the intention behind the Noluthando range. And I just felt that the name for the range was just so perfect, not only for who I am and the life I've chosen and what it represents, but that my range could go out into the world and show that we have love for each other, and we can have love for each other, and the love I have for our country. Thank you.
Are there any questions for Jessica from the floor? Jessica, how do we get your outfits?
Yeah. Okay. I have a store at 44 Stanley in Mill Park. I am online and I'm very reachable via WhatsApp. And my WhatsApp is on my Instagram page, which is jessicajane_Molebatsi. Yes. V. Yes.
How would you adapt like the styles to for short women like me? I find it difficult to get right fashion.
You like the fashion and want it to fit you, or you want fashion specifically for your size?
Fashion that would suit my petiteness. You know?
Can I be honest with you? Custom make. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I had a long story. No, you can and you must, but the easiest option is to custom make. Yeah. Thank you.
Just a moment. One more question. I think he's too shy to ask. Oh, there he is. He's got a question.
I do few things for men. I don't do suits at this point because it is a really specialized skill that I haven't given myself time to perfect. But I do like afro suits and shirts and shorts and that sort of thing. So part of the Nolotanda range, I do have shirts. Yeah.
I think you'll find it easy to design for him. He calls himself Antico.
I've seen them already. Don't worry.
Okay, I have since we are lifting as we rise, there's a young designer, fashion designer in the room who made my dress that I'm wearing today. Her name is Kanye Sile Makutulela. May you stand, Kanye? She's a young designer who I would like to challenge you to shadow her, even if it's just for a week, just as to give back to us as the Mampeule Foundation for this particular event. And then I just wanted to say thank you for coming through. And we are going to host an auction towards one of her outfits, extend their credit just for today so they can be able to contribute as much as they can. Jessica, this is handmade and love-made by myself. I arranged the flowers myself. The gift in there also handmade, love-made by myself. Lambent by Mackenzie, a home fragrance range. Please do enjoy. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Jessica. Thank you. Oh, okay.
Thanks, Jessica. Thank you for sharing a little bit about your own story and your authenticity. We're very happy to have you in our midst today. And we left the best for last. The reason why we are all here today, the funds we are raising, will benefit us. Every rand that we raise today will go towards the Foundation 1828. And we've heard great stories today, and I can't wait for Refilwe to come in, and some of the beneficiaries of 1828 to come up here with Refilwe and to share with you the great work that they've been doing, and what every rand and every euro that you donate today, where that money will go. Thanks, Refilwe. Please join us up here.
In 2013, we ran a project, Hip and Healthy, with a school in the Waterfall area, and we just really found it was so impactful. And the project was based around really targeting and honing in on the questions that girls really needed answers to when it came to sexual education. When we looked now with the gender-based violence, really laid a foundation here. What is your understanding of what gender-based violence is?
Abantu besifazane bayahlukumezeka kakhulu esikhathini samanje. Abantu besilisa bathathela ama-rights wabo phansi.
Anybody wants to say anything about relationship abuse?
Relationship abuse, like singasho ukuthi ipartner yakho ume-obsessed.
1828, I think izonceda kakhulu because abantwana baba enlightened ukuthi mara ke makune problem eso then singayisolva kaso, and uthola ukuthi abaningi vele laba bebahleli ngama problems bazokwazi ukuthi babe outspoken ngama problems wabo.
Being the first in my family to go to university, I feel like this opportunity is going to give my younger siblings and my younger nieces and nephews an opportunity to also believe in their dreams and know that the sky is the limit.
What the program means to me is that it's helped me, it's empowered me. Coming here today has motivated me.
I got to meet other girls that come from different backgrounds than mine, that have the same struggle as to not being able to fund their fees and not being able to fund themselves. Being funded by 1828 really means a lot to me because that means I can go to school and not even worry about having to pay my fees or getting an extra job, to be able to buy my books, and for me to be able to study without having to worry about.
I think it's amazing that there's an organization that recognizes that the world generally is harsh, but it's even way more harsher to young black women who don't have opportunities.
All I can say is that keep on doing it, guys. You are doing a very good work.
Thank you. So hello everyone, my name is Refilwe Sisiane and I'm the founder of 1828. I just want to start by talking about danger, if I may, please, Karine. What could be more dangerous than speaking after Professor Bonang Mohale, Raleigh, Mackenzie, all of these wonderful speakers, Jessica Jane, who showcased at Paris Fashion Week? I'm thinking to myself, this is more than a tough act to follow, so I hope I do a good job. I want to start by saying thank you so much to abantu abadala abazali from the Mampeule family. Thank you so much for the gift of your children, Mackenzie and Raleigh, and their gift to us this afternoon in terms of just supporting our work as 1828, the work that we do for girls and young women across Gauteng at different high schools, through our university programs. I think one of the best things about coming from the East Rand is that now I can be cool by association because I grew up in Vosloorus as well as Waterfall. And one of the programs that we're currently running is at a school close to Davidton, and it's called Kingsway High School. I'll take you through some of the work and our programs, who we are and what we do. But I think before I do that, I'd just like to share a deeply personal story about how this organization came about. The name 1828, it's very unique, very close to my heart. Here goes. When I turned 28, I look back on the last 10 years of my life. Everything that had happened to me from the age of 18, coming out of grade 12 or matric, without a sense of direction, without a sense of purpose, certainly without any mentors, and without money for university. And the struggle for me was not just around navigating campus life or getting a mentor or getting the funds to pay for my degree. The struggle, I think, was just maintaining a sense of self and an identity that would help me weather all the storms that life threw at me in that 10-year period of 18 to 28. So what happened when I turned 28 is that I looked back on the last 10 years of my life and I took a conscious decision that no other young woman should go through what I went through. And that if I didn't have the big sister that I sought when I was 18, I would be that big sister to an 18-year-old. So that's the name 1828, a very deeply personal 10-year reflection, but it's also the age group of the young women that we focus on. And I'm glad that my sisters are here. They're going to come up and share their stories so I don't bore you to death yapping away about this organization. And actually hear directly from the beneficiaries themselves exactly who we are, what we do, why we do it, and who we do it with. And we're very grateful to be here. Thank you again and again to the Mampeule Foundation for making it possible for us to be here. So, thank you. So our vision is of a South Africa in which girls and young women are educated and empowered to lead. And we've got 4 main programs to bring that vision to life. The first program is a mentorship program called the Big Sister Network, where we match girls at university level to middle and senior management women for mentorship, as well as career exposure and guidance. The girls get to have VAC work experience. They get to speak to someone who can relate to what it is they're going through. A lot of our beneficiaries are the first in their families to attend university. And what happens in homes and communities that are characterized by a lack of academic role models and mentors is that when the girls come home during the back break, no one in the immediate community can relate to what they're going through. So the big sister really becomes indispensable in terms of the girl's success because she's someone who's already doing something that you aspire to do. So hypothetically speaking, if I am a second-year dentistry student, 1828 matches me to a practicing dentist to get practical exposure as well as mentorship. So that's our first program, is the Big Sister Network. And one of our beneficiaries, Minentle, is going to come up and share with us what she has gained from the Big Sister Network.
Afternoon, everyone. Whew. Okay. I am nervous. I'm very nervous. Right? Okay, so okay, this is how it went down in my head. Let's start afresh. Refilwe means given or to be gifted. And for a person to do either the giving or the gifting, they have to make a conscious decision. So in 2008, Refilwe made that conscious decision to establish 1828. A decade ahead of me going to university. And I am one of the girls that benefit from 1828. My name is Minentle Mthembu, and I was born in KZN. I am the very first one to go to university in my family. I am currently doing my master's degree at the University of Pretoria in Development Studies. So had it not been for Refilwe Sesiane, her hardworking team at 1828, I wouldn't have been here in this eventful day, in this prestigious event with the creators, the professors, and the founders of the Mampeule Foundation. I would like to firstly say, as a benefactor of 1828, that I look really good. I do. And I look this good because Refilwe is taking good care of me. So she provides me with the monthly maintenance fund every month. And this is how I look this good. Secondly, and most importantly, as I had mentioned, I am at the University of Pretoria doing my master's degree there. Additionally, or moreover, she has made mention of the Big Sister program. And for a mentor, I have this brilliant lawyer abroad and in South Africa who is my personal mentor. And through 1828, the Big Sister program, I have also gotten the opportunity to have her grill me and write my CV with me Refilo is constantly sending me job vacancies to apply to, and as a result, I am now an intern at the Department of Human Settlements in Benoni. Ladies and gentlemen, if someone was to ask me, what does 1828 do? This will be my answer. It takes a village girl like me, born in KZN, from a very struggling family, a very big struggling family. And it puts you in spaces like this, the Courtyard Hotel. Whoever knew, whoever thought. I have also been invited to other events where I got the opportunity to meet with international students all the way from America. I've met with ambassadors abroad and in South Africa, students in the Netherlands. 1828 is changing lives. And for that, I am forever grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Minentle. So she just mentioned how she's benefiting as a little sister with her mentor through our Big Sister program. And that's the first leg of our organization. She also touched on a living allowance that she receives, and that's because her master's program is being funded through generous support from our donors. And what we do is we fundraise to pay for tuition fees, laptops, textbooks, a living allowance, as well as accommodation for girls to study any university degree of their choice. And the reason that we're not prescriptive in terms of what girls study is because we want to see that South Africa in which girls and young women are educated and empowered to lead across all sectors. I think because our country tends to be more STEM-oriented, people tend to focus more on those degrees. So your mathematics, science, technology, we've got students that we funded in graphic design, in sociology and law. We want them to do something that they're really passionate about and complete their degrees without any interruption or financial issues. So Minentle benefits from that as well, in addition to being a little sister in our Big Sister program. The third program in our organization is a leadership development camp, and that brings together young women from different campuses across the country to basically come and share their experiences on campus. At our last camp in 2019, one of the big issues that came up was gender-based violence. And so we had girls from WITS, from UJ, from Free State, coming to share with us the difficulties in navigating campus life, because it's not just about what you're facing academically or in the lecture halls. Now there are major concerns about how late I can leave the library, or certain parts of the campus that I can't be in, or at certain times I can't be in certain areas, whether it's on the university campus itself or around the town or city where the varsity is located. So Retabile, if I'm not asking for too much because I'm a little bit sensitive, maybe I can come to you. Retabile is a volunteer in our organization, and she was a youth facilitator at our camp in 2019. She's going to share with us her experience as a volunteer. You're going to be okay? And what she gained through the leadership camp working with different varsity girls.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Retabile Machela. I am a volunteer at 1828. So I started being a volunteer 2019. So how I knew about 1828, I was actually looking to volunteer in a women organization. So I Googled best female empowerment, because I was looking for something like that. And then 1828 appeared as one of the most in the country. So I was challenged to say, okay, let me just go for this one that is the best. And I applied. I didn't get a call instantly. I think they called me. I had forgotten when they called me to come. And I went for an interview. It was so strict. It felt like a job. It didn't feel like I would be doing something for free. I was even like, is this a volunteer or they're going to pay me? Because the way they were so strict, asking me questions. So we later knew with other people that I was volunteering with. Refilo is very strict. She doesn't want us or anything that you do, take it for granted. You actually have to do the best in everything that you do. So she didn't want to take anybody that are just going to be on and off. This week you are there, next week you are not there. You don't know why you're doing this and all that. So we're facilitators in the leadership camp. But before we became professional facilitators, if that's the word to use, they trained us for like a month to tell us what is facilitating, things that we're gonna do, because if like during the leadership camp, the students will be looking up to us, things to do, things not to do. And I also learned that it was through that camp that I learned that varsity is really not about, it's not just about going to school and getting qualification and working and it's all that. That's where we learn about life, and that was the place where 1828 taught us about. We were doing things like finances, how to save, how to invest, places to save. When we come from Black communities as first people, we use money on material things. We want the community to see us that we're doing so well and all that. And then 5 years down the line, we're in debt. So we focus on things like that. We focus on time. I remember on that camp on day 2, I was late. I was late with 15 minutes. And I just thought, it's normal. Everybody's still there waiting for us. They haven't started. Refila just strictly took us aside and said, this is not how we operate, guys. In life, you respect time because it won't be gained again. And till today, whenever I'm late, I call, I'm sorry, I'm 5 minutes late, I'm 10 minutes late, I'm in traffic. It's such things that shows you to respect other people and to be disciplined. So yes, that's what leadership camp is about. It takes us out from school, from academics, and teach us about life, reality about life, things that we see every day, even mental health, how to respond to emotions, how to speak to people, how to say thank you, small things, but that makes impact into our lives that we were taught when we were young, but because we think we are modern generation, we want to take them out, but they still make impact. And then also I was part of the sister network as well, where mentees and the mentors meet. So this is where I feel people who mentors the students together. They share us with our story. We don't just say you're my mentor because you're doing well in life. I have to understand why you're my mentor, what you went through, how you started your journey, the disadvantage and the advantages of that. And it was very eye-opening hearing people's stories. People work hard outside. Nothing comes for free. They spend that time. They do researches on everything that they want to achieve. So yes, that's 1828. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rutabile. So that was the third leg of our organization, the Leadership Development Camp. Last but not least, which is the fourth and final program, it's life skills workshops that we conduct for girls who are in grade 11 and grade 12 at high schools in marginalized communities. So they say that charity begins at home, and 1828 literally began at home. And I was 28, living in my mother's house in Benoni, sleeping in the same room that I slept in as a teenager and feeling like an absolute loser. And people said things that really made me question my sanity, because my background is economics and finance, and I'd been working in private banking in Cape Town. Before that, I'd had some lead acting roles on television soapies in South Africa. So leaving television, leaving private banking and asset management to sit at home in Benoni with no plan really didn't make me feel accomplished at all. And so starting 1828, I think, renewed my sense of purpose. And I think it just made sense that because I'm from Benoni, to reach out to the schools within Waterfall, Davidton, Vosloorus. And those are the schools that we continue to work with to this day. I mentioned that we're currently doing a gender-based violence program at Kingsway High School. And it's a big issue because, again, in addition to a lot of the issues that the girls are facing, heading up households, dealing with their final year results and exams as matrics, there are still issues around rape, there are issues around abuse, there are issues around being verbally assaulted, even if someone doesn't sexually or physically assault you, things that are said to young women, you know, the wolf whistling, the heckling, etc. Those are psychologically quite damaging. So the program that we started at Kingsway is going to be running until the end of September. And if any of you are keen to come and observe our work and see us in action, please do, and just see the work that we do for the girls in grade 11 and grade 12. And that, in a nutshell, is the work done by 1828. And I just want to encourage anyone who's thinking about going into the nonprofit space. We've got a very fine example in Raleigh and in Mackenzie, in the work that they do in their foundation. And if you think that you're too small to make a difference, try sleeping in a room with a mosquito. Thank you.
Raleigh, who's doing the auction? Are you ready? Come on. Has everyone, do you have all the cards yet? Yes, sir. I'm bringing you the mic, hang on.
Hi, Rafilwe. Thank you so much for sharing what you do. But I wanted to ask you, what are we doing for a boy child? I know it's very important to concentrate on a girl child, but not at the expense of a boy child. So what can we, because I would like to be part of what you do, but what are you doing for a boy child?
Thanks very much, and that's a question that we get quite often. I think a lot of people feel that girls' development has been prioritized to the exclusion of boys and young men. When I mentioned the gender-based violence program that we're currently running at Kingsway High School, one of the things that became apparent to us as an organization is the fact that by and large, boys and men are still seen to be perpetrators of GBV. And we need to shift that toxic masculinity narrative, because the truth is, boys and young men have themselves witnessed or experienced gender-based violence. And we can't say stop GBV, stop women abuse, without addressing a lot of the hurt that boys and young men have gone through. So until we have interventions that deal with the healing and the sense of trauma that they've experienced, we will only see a perpetuation of that issue. So in response to your answer, and I hope we'll get along until the rest of the day, we have a Boys and Men Forum at 1828, where we bring in male role models to come and speak to these high school boys and give them positive examples in terms of how to treat women, in terms of how to speak up about their issues, and to make sure that they don't perpetrate the very same problems we're trying to get rid of. When boys or young men experience GBV at a young age, they're more likely to perpetuate that in their own relationships through intimate partner violence when they get older. So we work with them at high school level, getting men like you to come and be big brothers and chat to them and just really inspire the boys that there is a better future for them rather than what they're seeing and experiencing. So that's what we're doing. Thank you. There's another question.
Hi, Lorifile. It's nice to see a woman, a black woman, standing for the girl child. But I have a problem. Like, I don't know whether is your program, does it run post tertiary, or is it only during high school and tertiary? Because I find that during post tertiary, that girl child does not get a job or is not aware of what to do. That's where they tend to have frustrations and stuff. So how can you assist further?
Thank you. So I think we're all aware of the youth unemployment statistics in our country. So that's not something that we need to get into. We fully understand that. But when we look at the fact that those who are most unemployed, even within that youth cohort, are black and female, it stands to reason that we would want to do something to address that. One of our responses, as I've mentioned, is the financial assistance program that pays for girls to finish their university degrees. So we're not saying that being a graduate guarantees that you're going to find employment. No. What we're saying is that being a graduate moves you from the most disadvantaged group, which is black and female, in terms of finding employment, to the most advantaged group, which is graduates. We're also not saying that we don't have people sitting with degrees not being able to find work. And that's where the Big Sister Network comes in, because we're constantly pitching to HR managers, CSI managers, getting women to come and mentor, opportunities and internships. So that's at least one small way that we're trying to address the issue. So again, if you want to chat further, we can, but it's the life skills workshops, which is grade 11 and 12, financial assistance, mentorship, and camp for girls at varsity level. Does it answer your question? Thank you.
Refilwe, this is a little token of my appreciation for the wonderful work that you do and for allowing us to host this event in your honor. We really hope you are able to extend it. You know, if you had 5 girls and you get 7, it's big. It might just look like 2, but that 2 are going to help another 10 in future, and that 10 is going to help another 100 in future. So it's not little, but we hope we've made the seed grow bigger. Thank you very much.
And there's a cut. Lovely. Wow.
Thank you, Refilwe.
Oh, picture.
Thanks, Refilwe. What a great... And thanks to the ladies for sharing. You are the future of this country. In a few years, high tea, we want to see your designs up here, or we want to invite you to be the keynote speaker. Keep up the good work. It is time. Where's Kamal? Is everyone... So we will be auctioning one of the fabulous Jessica Jane pieces. I hope all of you have an envelope with a number on. You have the opportunity, and once again, whatever you offer to pay for this piece, which I'm sure is worth a lot, every rand will be donated towards 1828, of which you've just heard of the fantastic work that they do, and the very important work in our country that they are doing, lifting as they rise, and empowering others to lift as they rise. So what's your name, our auctioneer? Opa. So very glad to have you. Come on. Oh, you can roam. We're just waiting. We have a few more. Where are all the raffle cards? Oh, we can start with the auction, right? Because the auction is not linked to the...
But you'll need a...
Well, guys, while we're waiting for Kamu to be ready, so I think there was a question that was asked about what about the boy child. So one of the things that, you know, some of us that grew up in townships, we're always told certain things about how you deal with your girlfriend, which is terrible stuff, some of them, right? So today we've got gentlemen here who are also doing a lot of work in terms of gender-based violence. And so I know they're on the spot, they were just coming to support, but I just want you guys to just give us like 2 minutes in terms of how you're helping men, young boys from the other side, where Refilwe and them are now starting to talk to the boy child. but initially they were helping the girl child. So maybe if one of you guys, just for 2 minutes, while Nkam is getting ready to just say one or two things. Thanks. I don't know which one of the brothers.
Sure. Thank you for that, Rally. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Debogo Lerole. With my two brothers here, Mpo and Tsepo. History goes way back. We first started in the music industry. We then moved into starting an organization that fights gender-based violence and femicide. I'd like to say thank you for the honor or the opportunity. It is very important for us to have these conversations. We felt that as men, it's our duty. It's a role that no man should wait for someone. We had to take it upon ourselves to start working on programs where we speak to men, we speak to younger boys. We are all aware of the schedule of GBV and F in this country, and a very important topic. We have a program that we call Men and Boys. It's called Men and Boys and Dialogues, which is conversations that we open up with young boys. Very true. When you come from the township, we don't have big brothers. Some of us don't even have fathers. Fathers are absent in most of the cases. So the truth is, we don't know how to treat a lady. We don't know how to make, for starters. We are taught that boys must be rough or boys must be hard. And we're also taught that boys don't cry, which is very, very not true. We do cry. We do go through a lot of pain. But we're also taught that women belong in the kitchen, women must cook for us, and we have to go into the streets and play and do as we please, which is also untrue. We've gotten to learn that life is balanced, and so is both genders. Both male and female should learn the same things. We've just had a team that won what's that cup? WOCAF. Nobody knows what cup was that. I'm asking. Can you please help me? Yes, the is it CAF? It's CAF. WOCAF. Yes. So I'm trying to say we've had a team of Bafana for the longest time that's been playing, and I'm not trying to subject them or anything like that, but we've had women prove to us that they can also win a football cup. So which simply means that women also have to be given opportunities, and we need to allow them to win. And all we can do as men is support them. I mean, gone are the days where patriarchy was a thing. We're all in a way where we need to work together. No duties should say these are strictly for women and these are strictly for the boys, etc., etc. We should learn to bring up our children, our kids and household in a way where everything is balanced. And we also educate our young ones. And this one is very key for the fathers. We ask many men out there, stop being absent fathers. It's not a duty for women. Thank you. It is not a duty for women, it is a duty for both parents. Boys and young girls can do a lot of learning from the fathers or from the male figures. And we've got this tendency of saying young girls grow up and they misbehave, etc., etc. But we forget that as fathers, our fatherly role is so important to a young girl. Teach them to know what a man should play, what role a man should play in their lives. Most young ladies that have absent fathers tend to look for fathers in other male figures, and it shouldn't be the case. So going back to the point of boys, when it comes to GBVF, fathers, men, uncles, it's time for us to take accountability. We've done a lot of harm. If out there, forget about bro code, forget about hiding things, start taking accountability. The pain that we've put women through over the years is a lot. We need to end it, and it needs to end now. Start today. When you go back home, if you've got a friend who's an abuser, if you've got a friend who's a perpetrator, speak to them. They can change. There are programs. They can reach out to organizations such as ourselves, and such as the one that we run. Speak to us, speak to many other organizations out there. GBV and F can end. We are tired of being told that we are number one in the list of killing women, raping women, assaulting women, abusing women. I tell every brother that I know, every woman that is raped, rape lasts for 5 minutes, but it lasts for a lifetime. I'd like to end there. Thank you.
Thanks, man. I didn't get your name, but Tebogo, right? You guys are going to change our country. You're going to change our world, and I honor you for that. Thank you. Thank you for giving yourselves. Thank you. Okay, time for fun. Which piece are we auctioning? Do we know?
This one.
Oh, it's fabulous. So I think all of you have an envelope with a number on. If you don't have a number, you can just raise your hand. And our experienced auctioneer, Mr. Opa here, is going to assist us. So really dig deep. You will not only be owning a Jessica Jane piece, but you'll also be contributing towards the great work of 1828. Thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you all for making time to come here. I would really want to thank the parents, the Mampeules and the Kugwanis. I was there when the families meshed, when Riley was marrying Mackenzie in 2010. It's gotten to this that we see today. And Riley, my good friend, God bless you, man. A hand that gives is a hand that receives. And I would like to say to you, man, in future, I will just keep quiet whenever I see something good that you do, because I've actually run out of words to say, well done, to say, hey, Taras, or to say, nga, or whatever, you know. But I'll just keep quiet. Don't think that I'm jealous, you know. So just say, he's appreciative. And I would like to say, Refilwe, I'm really proud of you, man. Extremely proud of you, man. Keep doing the good work. Keep fighting, man. Keep fighting, keep working. And Jessica, now it's me and you now in business, eh? Okay. This is Nolutando, ne? Nolutando. Yeah, man. Yeah. You didn't even tell the fabric and what. It doesn't matter, ne? Yeah, I think you should. Maybe can you just maybe come up a little bit and explain the, yeah. Thank you.
Hello again. Okay, so every single one of the pieces from the range was given a name from of one of the ladies from the Xhosa side of the family. So as far as I understand, we're not auctioning this one, but this is Nontsikelelo, after my sister-in-law. This is just the Noluthando tracksuit, and it's called the Noluthando tracksuit because it has the Noluthando print. It's 100% cotton tracksuiting, which is not easy to find. It then goes through a lot of processes because I have to dye it, the cream color, and then I had to work with an illustrator who worked with reference pictures to illustrate the images and then compose it into a print. And then, yeah, it has to be printed in a specific way. and I can't print it by the roll. I have to print it in panels. So it's made, this one tracksuit is made up of 8 panels. Yeah, so that's it. Okay. Thank you. Oh, with regards to size, so generally I don't believe in standard sizing, specifically in this country. I prefer to get measurements and make to measure. So it will fit.
So it will fit. Okay. So you'll make one to fit. Okay. All right. I hope everybody's got a bidding number. If you haven't got, just raise your hand. And then I don't know if I'm going to remember you because there's just. Oh, you'll help me spot, ne? All right. I'm going to be very slow, ne? Just to make sure that we can cover everyone. If you wanna give me a bid, it's fine. You can give me a bid. How am I bidding now? 1,000. Sorry, 1,000, sir? Okay, thank you, 1,000. 1,000, how am I bidding now? We're bidding at 1,000, how am I bidding now? 1.2, I'm happy now. 1.4, 1.5, I'm happy now. 1.5, 1.6 now. Any advance? 1.7, any advance on 1.7? Now I've got 2,000. Thank you, sir. Any advance on 2,000 now? Sorry? 2,500, any advance on 2,500, any advance on 2,500, any advance on 2,500 now. What about 3,000 now? 3,000, what about 3.5? What about 3.5 now? And 3,000, what about 3.5 now? What about 3.5? What about 3.2? Okay, please do that. Now with 3,000, what about 3.2? It's 100% cotton, man, and it's for charity. 3.1. Okay, okay. We're at 3.2. How am I bidding now at 3.2 now? Can I go at 3.4? 3.5. Yeah, okay. 3.5. Okay, we're bidding 3.5 now. Any advance on 3.5? Okay, 3.6. What about 3.6 now? 3.5, what about 3.6 now? 3.5, what about 3.6 now? Sorry, 3.55. Okay, I'm going to go in 50s now. 3.55. No. We just I'm not leaving here until I get 50 bucks. Sorry, 3.5, how am I bidding now? 4,000, how am I bidding now? 4,000, 4,000, what about 4.5? What about 4.5? 4,000, what about 4.5? 4,000, what about 4.5? What about 4.5? Sorry, 4.5? Can you come in at 4.2? Just target 4. Sorry, sir, can you come in at 4.2? Okay, I'm happy at 4.2. What about 4.3? Sorry, sir, 4.3? 4.5. Oh, okay. We had 4.5? No, I don't have Eurometrics. So 4.5, now we 4.6? 2 bankers. Okay. Sorry, we had 4.5. We're looking for 5,000. So I'm at 4.5. What about 4.6 now? I'm at 4.5. What about? Sorry? So no, we had 4,500. What about 4,600? Because we had. Okay, we 4.7. What about 4.8? We 4.7. What about 4.8 now? We 4.7. What about 4.8? Are you in, sir? Okay, 4.8. Sorry. Can we go 4.8? 4.8? Sorry? Is it 4.5? 4.8. So we're going 4.9. Okay, I'm happy 4.9. What about what about 5,000? 4.9. What about 5,000? 4.9. 5,000. What about 5.1? Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for 5,000. With 5,000, what about 5.2? What about 5.2? 5,000, what about 5.2? Can I hear 5.2 this side, please? Wow. No, I'm not selling. No, we're not selling. No. We're selling here. We're not selling yet. You know, I'm 5,000. Can I hear 5.2, sir? Sorry, sir, 5.2? Okay. No, I'm going to go table to table. I'm going to get this 5.2. I'm telling you. We 5,000. We 5,000 now. What about 5.1? Any advances on 5,000? I'm 5,000. What about 5.1? 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 I'm calling 5.1, 5.1. What about 5.1? Ladies and gentlemen, what about 5.1? I'm happy to say. No, 5.1. Oh, okay. No, okay. Okay. Now I'm happy 5.1. I'm looking for 5.1. All right. Sorry, ma'am. Do you have a bidding card? You don't have, ne? Do you? Okay. Oh, okay. Is it? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, they're still doing. Okay. All right. Oh, we still want some more. Oh, we're not gonna sell now. We still want some more. Sorry, 5,000. What about 5.3? Oh, you happy? We close it at 5,000. Okay. All right, we close it at 5,000. Buyer number 12, ne? Okay. Sorry? Number 12, ne? Oh, is it euros? Oh, number 2. Okay. Thank you. Number 2. I think the lady will sort you out with the machine, ne? All right. Thank you. All right.
Do we have the raffle tickets? Come on.
So, right? Yeah.
Great news that a Jessica Jane piece is going back to France. Congratulations, ladies. And thank you for your support. And we're so glad that you could share this day with us to hear the real stories and meet the people. And we hope you go back to France and thank all the sponsors there. No, it was on the video, wasn't it?
Clearly, my husband stepped out when I was telling you guys. Yeah, because I blab the whole time at home. So, again, I'm going to have to say Marie in France, proper French accent. But for all of us, she's Marie, if we have to adopt her in South Africa. She's a French lady who is now half African, right? We've adopted her. So Marie is doing an equivalent of what we call grade 12 for us. So either than academic scores, they're scored on community development or social development. So they have to have something that they've done over time and an event that they did one time. So she's been on a journey with us throughout the year leading to this. She held a charity event back in France, and we are going to tell you later how much they have raised. And I hope we're not going to be beat by the French, guys. Come on. I can still take $50 I know our currency is not the same, but that's the story behind her work. Is she gonna do it many years to come? Yes, because now she's felt the benefit and she has seen what she's raised money for. Now she knows, that her work, how much it touches life and what the extent that it has reached. And for once, we've got the benefit of the rand, because when it's converted from their currency to us, it really was significant. So I'm just going to ask Maria and her mom to stand up so that we know who they are. And we can just give them a round of applause, and we can bring their gift. Please do come through.
That I might lose myself in you, like a faded coffee stain on the table in the room. This may be too much.
Yeah, wow.
That's how I feel with you. This just got complicated. Think I might be in love with you. So I'm stuck in the corner, pretending it can't be, hiding like it's winter. But I'm so desperate to feel your heat. I'm no good at lying. I cannot plead the fifth. Oh, what am I to do? Think I might
for Professor. Oh, he doesn't want us to call him Professor, but he's not here, so we can call him Prof. Bonang Mohale's books. We sold 9 books. Can we get to 10? One more person? You want one? So we've got 10. Marubini, if we sold 10, how much? That's 4,000. We've raised 4,000 towards Prof's books. So thank you very much for all your contributions. And then, did they give you the amount? You're still counting? Okay.
Yep. Now you can. Guys. Won't you just help me check? Of course, as a family member.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mampeule. I'm Raleig's sister. And Mackenzie. Mackenzie is my mother's last born. That's what she called her. The reason why it's been in my spirit, because when we've been talking, sometimes we read these things or we see on TV, but when you don't deal with it directly, you don't understand the impact of what is happening in this world. I've been privileged. I'm a pastor, and one of the things that I do is I work a lot with youth in church. And I just want to say, Refilwe, what you guys are doing, I don't even know how to thank you for it, but I just felt I needed to say it. So if you are sitting here and you are saying, I'm not going to add more on what they are doing, I'm not just trying to raise funds. I just want you to understand the intent of what these people are doing and the impact that they are making. And every cent will help. I know it is helping in my church. Every little bit. Every second girl that I talk to has been violated one way or the other in church. They've been raped, by family members. They've been raped by people at school. They are being abused. Some of them even want to leave school because they are not comfortable at school because of what is happening. And I'm saying this because I just want you to understand the big impact of what Mackenzie and Raleigh are doing here today. It is needed. Because there is no way the charity organizations can make money, but money is needed, like really big money. We are not talking 100,000, we need millions. In fact, our government is supposed to be popping in money in this abuse situation because it is happening a lot. We need to build homes for these girls. We need to have a place where they can run to. Because there's no way. If they go to their mothers are also sitting in this situation because they believe, how am I going to support my children if I leave this man who is sleeping with my girls? That is how bad it is. But she also doesn't know where to go because she doesn't know what else to do. She just feels at least there is food. Because the next option is for us to sit on the street. And they are running away from that. So I'm challenging you, if you are able, do all that you can to help organizations like that. Because they are desperately, we need to have homes for these girls. We need to have, one of my prayer is one day I want to build a home where a mother and girls can come and stay there because they have nowhere to go. That's how bad it is. So if you didn't know and understand how bad it is, I'm talking this from what I experience every single day. To an extent, I ended up adopting one of the girls. It is bad. And it's not just in the township. It's even in the suburbs. Don't think this is only happening in the townships. It's happening everywhere. So if you are able to really deep, go in and do something about it. Don't hesitate. It's making a huge difference. I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for the work that you do and for the heart that you have for others. I can see that. It is time for our raffle. So I'm going to call Mackenzie. The first draw will be for the stay at the Westcliff for a couple. Okay, this is the live draw for the Westcliff. Okay. And the winner of One Night at the Westcliff for two is Tumi Colenso. Well deserved. You are favored.
I just met someone now, so I'll be able to take my partner there.
Fabulous. Tumi is very excited to take his new partner.
He says he was praying for it while he was sitting there.
Oh, bless you. Well deserved. Our next draw is for the fabulous helicopter flip over the landscape of Johannesburg. Let's mix it up.
So I was very fortunate that for my 10th anniversary, I received this as a gift from my husband. So it's going to be lovely and romantic for whoever wins it.
Okay. The lucky winner of the helicopter flip is Zweletu Nkosi. Well done, man. Well done, Zwetlu. Well deserved. Oh, thanks. Thank you. To each and every one of you who wrote your name on that card or who tapped your card today, thank you. You see where all this money is going. And we are now, I think they're still counting there in the back, but we've raised a lot today. But I do have to tell you that those two ladies, Marie, raised 5,000 euros. Process that, 5,000 euros with her event. So give her a big, massive hand. And I do hope that you continue with the good work that you have started and that you carry that through your life. And that, as Professor Bonang was saying, that you lift others as you rise. And we bless you back to France. Thank you so much. And in news just in, yeah, big hand. Mr. Camille Keshav, who's the CEO of Sahif, has said that whatever funds, 5,000 euros is more or less 100,000 rand, plus what we raised today, Sahif will top that up to 200,000. So thank you. And yeah, to all of... Yeah, absolutely. Thanks to everyone who joined. Mackenzie will be just expressing gratitude individually to... There's so many role players to make a day like today possible. Thanks, Mackenzie.
I'm really just standing here to just express my gratitude to everyone. There are some people that I will highlight, but more than anything, I want to thank each and everyone that bought a ticket to attend this event. I'm sure you could have used it on anything else. So for you to be able to be here and help us to raise the funds that we are raising for 2020, we really are thankful. I would like to thank the people that started with us back in 2019, the familiar faces, the new friends that we have gained, and the new friends that we are going to have, because I know that each and everyone who's now here, who knows what the story is behind the Mampeule Foundation, will tell others. I hope next year we have a bigger room so we can raise even more funds. I wanted to thank our parents and our family members. They get to see on social media and read. I don't think they've had a true understanding of the work that we do. And the monies that we are giving out to other people, it doesn't mean our families don't need us. But we do understand that God's grace expects us to extend our reach. So we really do thank you, family members, for allowing us to be able to do this. Not that we are going to not help our family members, but I'm just saying, we could be selfishly, Riley and I, just building us, the Mampeules and the Kungwanis. But it's through them and how they've raised us that we're able to do this. So thank you very much to my mom, my aunts, my sisters-in-law, my grandparents. I'm still fortunate to have both of them here. My father-in-law, my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law in spirit. Thank you very much. I want to thank Sesi Muhlaho for coming through on stage and sharing what you have shared. Last year, we raised funds for Home of Hope for Girls, a home that does exactly what you would love to do in future. I would love to see that happening for you. We will be there for you to assist you. In Prof. Mohale's absence, I really thank him for coming through. He's a trailblazer, he's big. For him to be able to come here for us, our very, very small foundation, really says that there are people somewhere that really see what we do, and I really do like to thank him in his absence. I would like to thank Naledi from ABSA, who made this possible for us. Naledi, who comes from ABSA, Ayanda, who comes from Standard Bank. These are strategic partners that we have through the network. You know, I'm sure if I was Mackenzie and I had called, Prof's PA would not even have allowed me to go further. But it's through the relationships that we have built along the way that Prof was able to do this for us. So thank you very much, Naledi and Ayanda. One thing that I have taken from Prof's address to us was, don't just be a human, but be a kind human. So may we meet again next year when we are kind humans that are just more than humans. I would like to thank Jessica Jane, the lady behind Nolutando. Thank you very much for coming through to showcase the work that you have done. We are very proud of you for, you know, crossing the oceans and sharing a story that is authentically South African, but putting elegance to it. So thank you very much. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for sharing your success story as a woman on Women's Month. Thank you very much, Jessica. Mr. Obed Pasha, please stand. There's Obed. Please stand, Obed. I want everyone to see you. Mr. Obed Pasha, sure, how many things has he done that are wonderful for us? Obed donated the deco that you see here. When my mother-in-law passed, my sister-in-law passed 2 weeks later. Obed, I don't know if you could say there is a masterpiece in sending someone off, but the work this man did for our family was amazing. The 10 days difference felt like nothing. We literally were just in so much pain, we just gave him everything. He did it for us. And here you are, doing it for us one more time. I can't thank you enough. Besides the deco, he's the technical support for the group. The technical, and when I say a group, I mean the companies, you know, that are behind Mackenzie and Riley. Every video that you have seen out there, the quality of it, Obed does it for us. We trust him with everything that he puts out there for us. I cannot thank you enough, Obed. Thank you very much. Marie, thank you once more for what you have done for us. It is really, really amazing. I don't think without your help we would have been able to reach our target that was 100,000 Rand for the day. May you continue. Next year, please call us again. I'm very happy to direct you as to where else you can extend your hand. Thank you very much for flying all the way from France to be in this space, to feel the warmth of South Africa and the love. Thank you very much. And as you go home, may God's grace and God's love be with you and your family. And thank you to everyone that helped you to raise the funds back in France. Thank you very much. Mr. Ayo, please stand. Ayo is our saxophonist. Many years ago, we went on a blue train. We fell in love with him. And he played at my husband's 40th. Thereafter, we told the team that we want the guy that played on the blue train. They said he's on the blue train. We said we want him at the part. We don't care which part of the station or the railway he's in. We want Ayo at our part. And Ayo came. Last year, while we were hosting our foundation online, Ayo still came through for us and donated his services. This is talent that needs to be paid for. But he said, I love the work that the Mampeule Foundation does. This is the little that I can give back to entertain your guests through this pandemic that we're having. And we still managed to raise funds at that time. Ayo, thank you very much. So about 2 weeks ago, my husband and I did an interview with 5FM. And we asked the lady who did the interview to come through, and she did. Thank you very much, Mampeule from 5FM, for coming through. You can just give us a wave so we can see her, or stand, in fact. Thank you very much, Mampeule, for coming through. I know you have a hectic schedule, but that you made it, I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. The wonderful team behind this. The wonderful team that we have. When we started this foundation, my husband just was like, I think this is what we should do it. It was easier then. It was just very small, little here, little there. But many years, not even many years, we started in 2016, where we formalized what we're doing. And 3 years ago, I was like, I can't do this anymore. You know, between that and my first love, my first job is being a mom, and that comes before anything. And I still didn't want to be so overworked that I'm not giving back to these children of mine. So we extended our team. Juiko, who's left, who has carried us. We have now appointed Karine, so the beautiful MC behind now is the one who is managing the foundation for us. And thank you very much for the work that you do. Karine does a lot, you know. So for her to just, irrespective of the profession that she has, which is not just the foundation, for her to be able to do this for us and to help us reach greater heights, I really do thank you, Karine. Lebu, in her absence, Lebu is fully employed, but she's also a student. She's in Stellenbosch, who she could not attend today. So shame, you know, sometimes when you can't reach her, it's because she's also trying to make sure that she completes her postgrad qualifications. She's not here right now, but I do thank her in her absence. But more than anything, I don't think when I speak of the team, I cannot not mention my husband. I always get emotional when I have to speak about this man. So, I had a high tea at my house with my friends. Most of them are sitting in that table there. These wonderful women. And then when I was and there's nothing wrong with when you are blessed and you've got privileges and you enjoy them. So what we do, me and these couple of friends of mine, we call ourselves, no, I'm coming, my baby. So what happened was we love fine dining. So every month we go to different restaurants. So it will be, Marubin, it's your month. She has to go search for the restaurant. She has to give it a theme, and then we attend. The monies that we spend there are significant. Then I said, why don't we socialize but make a difference at the same time? With every meal that we eat, let's think about those that are less fortunate than us. Then I'm a lover of tea. What wine is to other people is what tea is to me. So that is why high tea is so close to me, because it's a delicacy that, or an event that celebrates the delicacy that I like. So I had this high tea at my house, I think in 2018. And in 2019, I said, I'm going to make this annual, you know. But then I thought, no, instead of us just sitting there and entertaining ourselves, why don't we extend what we are able to enjoy? So hence the slogan, Sip for Change. That is how it came about. I told my dear husband that this is what I want to do for the next year, and hopefully I'm going to make it annual. It's not cheap, guys, for us to be able to do this. I do not have the funds to do it. So I appreciate him always supporting me in anything. For those who know our story, they will know that Riley has been with me even when I was getting my results as a matriculant. He sat with me through my registrations, holding my hand through the graduation, the new business that I've started, how he's supporting me. Tomorrow I'm going to engage on something that I can't share yet contractually. I was so scared to tell him about it because I was worried as the kind of effect maybe it might have on our relationship going forward. The support that he gave me, he said, you've held my hand for me to be the successful guy that I am now. I'm going to help you through anything for the rest of your life. So like I said when I started, I'm not a person who's about great things. I'm about small things. I'm about doing small things in a great way. My husband is like, don't think small, do great things and be great. So it is through him that I'm able to reach the greater greatness behind this woman that is called Makenza. So Mr. Rally Mampeule, my husband, my baby, the father of my two wonderful sons, Letabo and Wachile, I thank you from the depth of my heart for the support and the love that you continuously give me. I would like to thank our volunteers for today. I would like to thank you, Sizwe, for coming through in your elegance. Who said when you're a volunteer, you must come here looking crappy? You look great, and thank you very much. Yes, please stand, Sizwe. I mean, look at his tie, guys. Do you know that brand? I think the brand does say he doesn't need to do this, but he's doing it. So thank you very much, Sizwe. I would like to thank Bebetsi. Please stand, Bebetsi. So Bebetsi is a cousin of mine. I hope she's not going to kill me for being personal with her life, right? Bebetsi is a cousin of mine. In their household, there's no one currently who's employed. My aunt stopped working many years ago because of illnesses. 2-3 years ago, her dad, through diabetes, is now blind. She's got 2 young children. Her sister, who is a professional teacher, who went to study abroad. She's got a qualification from the US of A. Through those things the strike. Unions, yes. So she was laid off because the unions said, because she doesn't have a proper B.Ed, having taught in that school, that she needed to be laid off. And then one day, just like that, she's an unemployed teacher. Bebet is a very hard worker. She worked at a hospital for many months, not being paid, just so that she can get the experience that she needs, because with everything that she applies for, they tell her she needs the experience. Where's she going to get it? But she could have stayed at home and cried about it, but she made an effort. I called and I said, Bebetsi, please come through to help. She has been following up, what are my duties, what am I supposed to wear, dedication, guys. And I really do hope, Bebetsi, that if not me, somebody will be able to assist you. Mudimu ubona se rona batho ba bang ka sa se boning. Your destiny, ngwanako hae, is great. Do not lose your trailblazing power. Your time is coming. To my other cousin, Nkamo, the extraordinaire, where is she there? Nkamo, she's like, yeah, give me wabana back. You know, Nkamo everything. She always, no matter the event, she's always that one cousin says, how can I help you? And sometimes I don't know, like, you know, but I said, please come through, volunteer. She's the one who's been collecting the monies, and she's very meticulous with the things that she does. If you say, okay, calculate capilla, she'll tell you, no, I'm not done, because she wants to do it right. So thank you very much, Nkamo. I don't know why people are crying. Lilelang. I'm just seeing tears everywhere. No, we need to be jolly. Ayo, after this, you need to hook us up. But, you know, I know I've said it, but Ntate Mampeule, I need you to stand up. Ntate Kungwane, Me Kungwane, please stand up so you can see the dynamic powers behind Riley and Mackenzie. Thank you very much. You know, my sons had a grandparents' day. My son, 2 years ago, unfortunately it's going to change now, but you know, in his class, he was the only one that had 4 grandparents. You know, so we really have been blessed. For those of you who've come across my very young brand called Lambent by Mackenzie, which is, like I said, a home fragrance range business. The story behind it comes from that dynamic woman being my grandmother. When one of her daughter, who's now passed, was going through something, my aunt, I remember she cried 3 months straight, you know, and my grandmother will always go and she'll say, "Are rapele mtlomli, are rapele mtlomli," you know. And then one day she decided to switch on a candle for Mama Mtlomli and said, I will say it in Setswana and I will translate it. She said, Tlomli, and my grandmother does not even know that I overheard this conversation because I was going to the bathroom at night. She said, Tlomli, ke tlo go tshumela le bone le. I know you feel like omoli fifing, but this, I bet tshepo ya hao ngwanaka. If the light is on, it takes away the darkness. Okay, I'm going to translate it. So when my aunt was going through something, my grandmother woke up during the night as she was crying and then switched on this candle for her and said, I'm going to switch on this candle so that this candle becomes your hope, because the light takes away the darkness. And for all you know, a candle is so small, but the difference that it can make to a dark room is significant. So I have grown up knowing that when you really need to reach out to God and you are praying and you're feeling like you are just not getting through, it's because the darkness is overtaking you. So what I do is that I will switch on a candle when I'm going through those episodes. I'm human, I do go through them, trust me. Maybe I just wear them with grace and in a gold dress and shoes, but yeah. So when I was going through in 2020, I was really feeling overwhelmed. I was feeling despondent about the situation. I decided I'm going to make myself a candle. So I was going to buy a candle, and then I was going to write on the candle, what is it that I want to pray for? Then you go there, there's stickers on them, there's stories on them. I didn't get enough space. I decided I'm going to make myself a candle, which I'm going to call a praying and energy releasing candle. And I'm going to write what I want to pray about on that candle. My mother, being a sneaky person, decides to take my friend's contact details and send us a 21 days journey of abundance. So as I'm completing this journey, I had just completed the candle. And I thought, why am I doing this candle just for me? I can do it for other people. Then I remembered this resourceful woman, being my grandmother, who, I don't even remember them working. I remember they worked at some point, but I was not born yet. So she and my grandfather and my aunt have ran the family business all these years. So I was like, I must have that business blood in me. Why can't I take this candle and turn it to a business? But a business that is going to make a difference, that is going to uplift people. So I decided I'm going to have this scented range of candles and diffusers, and I'm going to call it Lambent by Mackenzie. What is Lambent? Lambent is a light that lights up gracefully. So if you think of a light, it can either brighten you to a point where you have to look away from it, like that light that is there. You can't look into that light. Yes, you can't look into that light, even though it's supposed to serve a purpose, but you can't look into it. But if it's too dim, it's also not going to light up the room. So you need a light that serves a purpose of giving light, warmth, and ambience, a brightness that you can look into. But because my business is all about grace, I wanted a light that is going to be graceful. And that is how I started Lambent by Mackenzie. Another one that I have stolen funds from my allowance from my dear husband, and I've put the capital from there, just in case you were going to tell me, no, I didn't go to ABSA, but I'm coming when I grow, because I'm about to open like an equivalent of Joe Malone very soon. So I under Naledi, hint, hint. So for our guest speakers that God gives, you will get to see it and you will get to experience it. To cut the long story short, which was very long, my standing here is to say thank you. Thank you for your love. If you want to kill ugliness, if you want to kill negativity, if you want to kill anything bad, what do you give it? Love and kindness. To all people that, the ladies, you know, in Refilwe's foundation, the girls at Home of Hope for Girls, it is through your love, it is through your kindness that we are able to change their lives. Extend it to other people. Like I said, it's a matter of buying somebody a bread of loaf. It's hearing that somebody's child needs fees for creche sometimes, which is 500 Rand or so. You can do it. I can do it. I did it. I'm from Davidton, like Prof. Mohale said, but we know that Benoni brings greatness, as Charlize Theron. So thank you very much. I want to thank Sahif for constantly contributing every time I knock at your door. This is going to go on for many, many years. I am going to knock on your doors. I'm going to start knocking on your network's doors. And I also wanted to thank, I said we've got strategic partners. We also have another leg of the entertainment strategic partners, you know? Please, they spoke about what they do. If you're really passionate about fighting GBV, who knows, I might be calling you soon to raise funds for them. Let's do it. You know, it is possible. So thank you very much for coming through. Then there is our twins, who I can never catch lately. Are they in South Africa now? I have no idea where they are, but Major League. They're always supporting us. They've got so many followers. And through what they do, we are also able to reach international clients. So I know they're streaming live, because like I said, I hardly know where they are in the country. Where? Okay. Oh, they're everywhere. Sorry. You see why I married him? He could hear something that the rest of you didn't hear. So I really do like to thank them. They are streaming live. So thank you, Major League, wherever you guys are. Thank you to everyone. I don't think I can say it enough. You'll know why I'll thank you, because the fans, guys, make me want to say thank you more than it is really needed. And thank you to my sister for the wonderful dress. Thank you. Oh, I want to thank Paul. You know, Paul runs with the group. The hardest working photographer I know. You know, thank you very much, Paul. And Paul, please hire Paul. Paul is that guy who takes pictures today. You find them today, if not tomorrow. Not, hey, I'm still loading, I'm editing. The next thing you've missed, you know, the occasion, because things are live now. Paul, please, he's the guy for you. Thank you very much, Karen.
That's about, it's 4:08.
And the cash. Yeah, okay.
Okay, cash. And let me go. There, right?
Can I have? No, I can't.
Let's come to the cash again, Mackenzie. Okay, cash. Okay.
Okay. So it seems like the numbers have come in. From Prof. Mohale's books, we've raised 4,000 rand. From the helicopter raffle, we've raised 4,100. From the Westcliff raffle, we've raised 4,750. And then for the cash donations, we've raised 3,250. So thank you very much. And that is also with Marie, 55,000 euros, which is an equivalent of...
When she talks money, I must come close. What are we talking about now? What we raised?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the helicopter.
No, but we've rounded it up nicely.
Yes, I want to round it up for you, my darling. I guess that's why you are here.
No, let me speak. Yes. So my two bankers are here. Naledi from Wealth and Investment at ABSA. She deals with all the big guys like Bonang and all of the guys that were here. Please stand, Naledi. Guys, as you become bigger entrepreneurs, Naledi will help you. Ayanda, please stand. This is Ayanda from Standard Bank, Wealth and Investment. So because my bankers are here, we are going to make sure that at least they will give us money, I think, no? But guys, I went outside now quickly to speak to my CFO, and essentially there were... So from the raffles, we've raised about 12,100. Yeah, no, that's fine. I remember that amount. Yeah. So, guys, at the end of the day, the charity that we're raising funds for, we've managed to raise R250,000 rand. 250,000 rands. So my CFO gave me the mandate to round it up to that figure. So well done. I mean, guys, you know, it's so important when you do something, you must be able to communicate it. And I think Refilwe and her team did exactly that. So thanks to everyone who's contributed. And so Ayanda, Naledi, when my debit orders bounce, please don't complain. So thank you very much, but well done. But can I also ask that maybe we take quick pictures with the young ladies and the whole team from 1828? And thank you very much.
Ayo, are you ready?
Guys, I think most of you'll know what's behind the little things that I do is because of this woman. So I want today for us to also thank her. She's so talented. Once she's in the, what's the English word? Once she's in my midst, in the midst, I sit down, I don't talk because she's so wonderful. But I want us to thank Mackenzie for a wonderful speech of motivating all of us. She always motivates me as well. So thank you, Mackenzie, for the work that you're doing for the foundation. and your good heart. Thank you.
Guys, please stand, dance with us, mingle. The formalities are over. Let's party. Where's the champagne?